I'm the daughter of immigrant parents who have worked closely in the agriculture industry in Oregon. The reason why I'm here today is to say that I support the campaign to phase out the use of chlorpyrifos in Oregon. I think it's something that needs to happen now, yesterday, not just for my family, but for all the families here in Oregon. Um, I became aware of this issue when I found out that my dad, who is a truck driver, he transports produce and different things throughout the year. In the winter, he also transports pine trees, and I found out that this toxic chemical, this pesticide, is sprayed onto those trees that he's transporting year after year. And that to me was very shocking. And so I talked to him about it. He explained to me some things, but I did not feel comfortable with him being around it. Through the work that I'm doing, I also work with the Oregon Worker Relief Fund, where we talk to folks who are undocumented to get support while during their time that they have not been working. The majority of the people that I talk to there are farm workers, are folks who work in agriculture. And through the interviews there, I started to hear more about pesticide damage and just the lack of education and information that people were not receiving when working with pesticides. And through there, I started hearing, just kind of these horror stories of people having really bad experiences. One story that sticks out was a mom who after working many years in the fields, she started spraying, during the times where they start to spray pesticides and things like that. And she mentioned that she started getting sick. She started coughing. And so she ended up going to the doctor, and she found out that she was allergic. She was having a reaction, essentially, to the pesticides that she was using. Since then, she's had asthma to the point where she now can't be around any pesticides like that. And so when her season comes around where they start to spray, she unfortunately cannot work during that time because she gets sick, for one, and also because they also do prefer men. Most men are willing to take those jobs, and so she's without work during that time. Again, she doesn't know what the damage. I mean, she knows the damage that's happening to her personally, but not necessarily the damage that she's also bringing home. And that goes also for a lot of the men who are working, spraying and in the fields with pesticides. They might be aware that they're toxic, or they're toxic chemicals that they're working with, but not necessarily that it lingers in their clothes and that it stays with them when they go home, and they could pass that on to their children and their families. Many of the men who I've talked to, and I'll ask them if they have information on chlorpyrifos, they say they don't know what that is. And so that's just alarming for me to hear that our community has no idea what they're getting themselves into. They just know that it's a job, and everybody wants to have a job, so they would rather take it. So a lot of this is just surface level. People don't know the damage that is going to happen to them in the long run. Maybe right now it's just a cough, but maybe later on it can develop into something else. Maybe right now they're just experiencing headaches, dizziness or something, but they don't know the long-term effects, and that's what I'm really worried about. Again, that's why I support the phase out of chlorpyrifos here in Oregon, because it's harming our families, harming our community. Thank you.